Hey everyone, welcome in. I'm going to share a brief meditation with you this morning or evening, afternoon, depending on where you are. That's one I really love for its ability to really ground me and bring me back into the moment and an awareness of being in my body, which is one of the greatest intentions of meditation, really. And I also love that it is really tuned into some of Ayurveda's principles. We're going to be working through the senses this morning in our practice. So if you haven't already found your way there, you can make sure that you're in a comfortable seat. I'm seated on the floor with a cushion underneath me with my hips elevated just a little. I know you can't see it, but that's the setup that I have, and just kind of crisscross on the floor. If it's more comfortable for you, you could sit in a chair with your feet on the ground. You could sit on a couch if you have a comfortable couch where you can sit up nice and tall. But certainly, if you're also having pains, aches, things like that, that will distract your mind a whole lot, you could certainly take this from a reclined position down in a shavasana or constructive rest. So find something that is going to work well for you in order to be able to sustain attention, your mental awareness. So we'll dive in for somewhere around 15 minutes this morning, just a short meditation. Find your seat that's comfortable or lie down if that's what you prefer. We'll be moving through a five senses meditation this morning. And before we dive in, you might want to start by noticing the simple movement of your breath, noticing it, accepting it as it is right now, in this time, on this day, in your current state. A simple practice is going to help us connect with the present moment by moving through and focusing on each of our senses one at a time. So if it feels comfortable for you, you can close your eyes, or if you're seated, perhaps bring your gaze down to the floor, any point that you can focus on that's unmoving as a help to anchor. If we can really anchor the eyes or close the eyes and draw away from external distraction, will help tether ourselves more uh, solidly into this present moment. So take another deep breath in and a full exhale without force. Let your breath be natural, just observing it as it flows in and out through your form, the formlessness of the breath, moving in and out through the form of your body. And allow yourself to settle into this space, letting go of any outside distractions, any part of the day that's already behind you that might be taking up space in your mind, or anything that lies ahead for you in the remainder of your day. You can hit the pause button and know that you'll have time later to attend to that. Bring your attention fully into this moment. And now that we're settled, we'll begin this meditation in a little bit of an unusual way, which is that those of you that have your eyes closed, I welcome you to open your eyes now, but keep the gaze soft. So You don't have to have big, wide, bright eyes. Let your eyelids stay a little heavy and your gaze stay soft. And then start to slowly take in your surroundings. Notice what is it you see that's most immediate, that's closest to you. Maybe something you're wearing or something that you're sitting near. Notice the colors and shapes and textures around you. What's the light like? Is it dark? Is it bright? Is there anything in your space that is moving? What catches your eye as you take this soft scan around your space? Just allow your gaze to be soft as you take it all in. And also notice any tendency to want to judge what you might be taking in through the eyes. Can you scan over it with that soft gaze and without attachment to anything you might see? Oh, the pile of dirty laundry over there. Oh, the bed I forgot to make. See if you can scan over everything you see in your environment with a softness, without attachment. And the play of light and shadow, the shifts, changes, and differences in textures. What rests in stillness? Where might you notice movement? And then if you haven't already, go ahead and draw your gaze inward once again. So very gently inviting your eyes to close so long as that feels safe for you. Those that prefer to keep the eyes open, remember you can draw your gaze down and tether it onto one single unmoving point. And take a whole breath in and a whole breath out, noticing what might linger, what might have impacted you from that connection with the sense of sight, sense organs of your eyes. And now shift your awareness fully to focus on your sense of hearing. Tune in to any sounds around you. Notice any noises that come from nearest, very nearby, maybe sounds from your own form, creaks or cracks or gurgles, sniffles. And then without rushing, start to expand the awareness you have of sound. What sounds do you notice that are slightly further away, maybe just a few meters away, maybe in the next room? Maybe you notice sounds outside of your space, if it's an open space, or outside of your home. A car passing by, or a bird. Maybe you hear sounds from nature, voices. Maybe there's a very noticeable absence of sound. Maybe it's quite silent and quiet where you are. If you're in a very quiet space, could you even hear a grass move or leaves move? Simply observe each sound, letting the awareness of each sound come and go without judgment. And then take a whole breath in and a whole breath out. Starting to draw your awareness back towards center, away from sounds, particularly if you wandered quite far with your hearing ears. And now bring your awareness to your sense of touch. Notice anything that you are touching right now. Maybe it's something you're sitting on. Maybe the tips of your fingers are making contact with one another, or maybe somewhere in your resting in your lap or at your kneecaps or on the floor. Feel where your body is making contact with the ground or a meditation cushion or a chair or a seat. Notice the temperature of the air on your skin, the feeling of the clothing that you're wearing. Where does it touch your skin? Does the fabric have a texture that, with its touch, gives a particular sensation? Is it warm or cold, soft, bumpy? Allow yourself to fully experience these sensations, feeling grounded and supported. Feel the sturdiness of the support underneath you. You might explore resting your palms facing down on your lap so that you can feel into the sense of touch with your whole palm. And then take a whole breath in and a whole breath out. Drawing awareness back to your inner world. Follow your breath. And now shift your focus toward anything you might notice through the sense organ of your nose. What might you smell in the space around you? Perhaps you have an incense burning or a candle. Maybe it's like you're a crisp fall day and you can smell the coldness in the air. Maybe you notice a whiff of dirty laundry hiding out in the corner. Perhaps you get a moment, a whiff of deodorant or fragrance from your clothes, the smell of your own skin. Notice any scents around you. They may be strong, they may be subtle. Maybe the room you're in has a particular smell, wood or earth. Allow any sense to fill your awareness without judgment, simply observing. And then take a whole breath in and a whole breath out as we soften away from that practice and drop back into the experience of simple presence once again. And lastly, we'll take inventory today of our sense of taste. So bring attention now to your tongue, your sense of taste. Notice if there's any residual taste in your mouth. The tea you had earlier, maybe the snack or meal you just finished. Or does it seem like a simple, natural taste or flavor? Does the tongue seem dry or wet? You might gently move your tongue around in your mouth and notice if there's any difference or sense of taste or flavor or texture. Take a quiet moment to be aware of any flavor, any taste. Absorb through the sense organ of your tongue, no matter how subtle. Allow yourself to fully experience it. And now take a whole breath in and a whole breath out. And with your next breath, gently bring all five of your senses together. Your eyesight, so if eyes are closed, you can again gently open them. Allow the lids and the gaze to stay soft. Bring all five senses together. Sight, sound, touch. Maybe you want to bring hands together or palms to your lap. Smell, a nice breath through your nose, and taste. Notice if you feel a sense of aliveness and deep presence with this practice of awakening all five senses, and hopefully feeling really connected to your own experience of being alive in your body through awakening each of your five senses. And when you're ready, you can start to wiggle back into your body if you haven't already. Any type of gentle movement, you can roll your shoulders, wiggle your fingers. Take a nice big breath or a sigh. Mm. Thank you all so much for joining in this brief meditation practice and awakening of all five senses. I hope you take this sense of deep presence with you out and into the rest of your day today. Thank you so much for joining. See you next time.